Hello Manchester fans. Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. Ruben Amorim continues ruthless Man United shakeup by demoting Erik Ten Hag's signing. Ruben Amorim has continued to ruthlessly imprint his identity at Man United after Erik Ten Hag's sacking. One of Erik Ten Hag's 3 trusted aides that survived his Manchester United sacking appears to have been relieved of his primary duty by Ruben Amorim. Amorim took over from Ten Hag during the November international break, bringing 6 members of his backroom staff from Sporting with him. United dismissed assistants Ruud van Nistelrooy and René Hake, goalkeeper coach Gel Ten Rouwelaar and analyst Peter Morel on the Portuguese boss' first day at Carrington. The only holdovers from the previous regime were first-team coach Darren Fletcher, set-piece specialist Andreas Georgesson, plus assistant first-team goalkeeper coach Craig Mawson. Amorim has so far overseen just one match, a 1-1 draw at Ipswich Town on Sunday. His second falls on Thursday night when Bodo/Glimt visit Old Trafford in the Europa League. And, from watching the Portman Road dugout during his debut outing, the new United boss appears to be already making further changes to signal a clear departure from Ten Hag's ways. According to the Daily Mail, Georgesson played a reserved role in East Anglia after handing over his set-piece duties to the coaches brought in by Amorim. Georgesson's main roles under Ten Hag had been supervising free kicks and corners. However, the Swede relinquished that duty to new arrivals Carlos Fernandes and Adilio Candido during the warm-up ahead of the Ipswich game. Fernandes and Candido spent much of the pre-match warm-up overseeing drills, and every set-piece in-game, both attacking and defending, saw the former give instructions from the technical area. Georgesson's main role at Portman Road was to liaise with the 4th official about the status of VAR after a fire drill at Stockley Park left the game without the technology for 6 minutes. Amorim has not yet publicly detailed how Georgesson and Fletcher will fit into his plans. Yet, United have maintained that both are key members of the first-team coaching staff. The new Red Devils head coach expressed his frustration after his side's stalemate with struggling Ipswich, a match they could easily have lost if not for Andre Onana's latest heroics. They are thinking about too much, because things are so different, Amorim explained while assessing the visitors' performance after full-time. Some details, they used to pass the ball and go forwards and now they have to go back. These types of things, they have to think too much. It is hard for the players in 3 days to try to cope with everything, but we have 2 ways. We forget about the new idea, and I think that's why I was brought here in the middle of the season, and we try to cope with what they are used to doing. And next year, at the same stage, we will be here with the same problems. Or we start now, we risk a little bit, we suffer a little bit, and next year we will be better at this point. So we have to risk it a little bit. Ruben Amorim has been working on genius move in training, wants Mason Mount in key role. Ruben Amorim is not going to revolutionize Manchester United overnight, but he is already ingraining his style into his players as Mason Mount looks to be a key figure. On Sunday, Ruben Amorim made his bow as the head coach of Manchester United, and it was not the performance or result he would have been dreaming of. After a lightning start through Amad Diallo and Marcus Rashford, the rest of the game was slow going with Ipswich having the best of the chances. However, even before the game, Amorim told fans he wanted an idea to be on display, and that it was as the Portuguese coach had his system in play with some patterns of play already emerging. This is only the beginning, and now the squad are working on something impressive in training which could lend itself well to Mason Mount. What Ruben Amorim has been training his squad to do. While we haven't yet seen anywhere near the football that Amorim will hope his United side are playing this time next year, the principles are already being implemented. The team shape and intensity were clear from the get-go against Ipswich, albeit not expertly implemented for a number of reasons. One reason being the personnel and another being only a handful of training sessions prior to the game. As Amorim gets more time with his players, we will see improvements, as now the Telegraph have explained what Amorim has been training his squad to do in training. The report explains that Amorim has been working on diagonal switches from central midfield toward the wingbacks. From here, the 2 number 10s are being trained to make an underlapping run in behind to then deliver crosses or cutbacks. We saw clips of this in the very first training session under Amorim, and now it seems to be a major part of the plan the head coach has for his team going forward. Aiming to put players in positions to make cutbacks and crosses from the byline is a genius move from Amorim. Cutbacks are among the types of passes which create the best chances in terms of expected goals, explaining why Arsenal and Manchester City have used them so efficiently for years. It is common sense as it hands forwards with the chances closest to goal and less room for error, hence why Amorim is so eager to make it a part of his style at Old Trafford as it was for Sporting. I was very sad that he left, assistant manager on Manchester United's transfer mistake. The goalkeeper, who was without a club last season, joined Fiorentina on a free transfer in the summer window and has impressed for them this season, keeping 5 clean sheets and conceding 11 goals from 12 matches. Fiorenza Viola have had a chat with former Manchester United assistant manager Mike Phelan about the 34-year-old. Phelan had 2 spells at Old Trafford, first as Sir Alex Ferguson's assistant between 2008 and 2013, and then as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's deputy between December 2018 and June 2022. He was at the club when Manchester United signed De Gea from Atletico Madrid in 2011, and has worked with Spaniard closely at the Premier League side. Phelan is surprised that his former club didn't do enough to retain the stopper. No, it doesn't surprise me that De Gea moved to Italy. If anything, what surprised me was that he decided to leave Manchester United in the summer. Or rather that United did not confirm him. It was a bit of a premature decision in my opinion, he said. He took all the time he needed to reflect on his career, but I was sure he would be back in the game soon. When asked if the goalkeeper's exit is a regret for Manchester United, Phelan explained, "Yes, it is. I was very sad that he left. I have worked with David since the beginning of his career and I think he is a very serious professional. Someone who works hard every day he goes to the field to train." De Gea made 545 appearances for Manchester United, keeping 190 clean sheets and conceding 590 goals in the process. Andre Onana replaced him at Old Trafford. David De Gea spent 12 years at Manchester United before leaving them as a free agent at the end of the 2022-23 season. Man United chief sets massive target for Ruben Amorim. Manchester United CEO Omar Barada revealed that Ruben Amorim has been tasked with returning the club to the top of domestic and European football following his appointment as head coach. A new era was ushered in on Sunday as the Portuguese boss took charge of his first United game. His team scored in the second minute through Marcus Rashford, but were pegged back as Ipswich Town netted before halftime to secure a 1-1 draw. The Red Devils remain marooned in mid-table in both the Premier League and the Europa League, with their next match coming in the latter competition when they host Bodo/Glimt in Amorim's first outing at Old Trafford on Thursday. Speaking as United unveiled their latest financial results, Barada outlined what the new head coach has been tasked with overseeing. He revealed, "The season is now well underway for both our men's and women's team, and we are keen to ensure both are as competitive as possible. We are delighted to have appointed Ruben Amorim as head coach of our men's team and remain committed to returning Manchester United to the top of domestic and European football." United made an operating loss of £6.9 million for the first quarter of the 2024-25 season, being hit hard by a lack of Champions League football and the costs of their brutal redundancy program. The club has, however, previously claimed their restructuring will have a positive impact on their financial results for 2025 and 2026 and expect to save around £40 million to £45 million with their cuts. Barada added, "Our cost and headcount reductions remain on track, and we are pleased to have seen further commercial traction and welcome new partner Heineken through their Tiger brand. Our renovation of the Carrington Training Centre is progressing well, while the Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force continues its work. Once it has delivered its recommendations, we will then take some time to digest them and evaluate all our options in the upcoming year." Beautiful, elegant, and ready to rock and roll, Man United can unleash Ruben Amorim's dream player. Leny Yoro is set for his Manchester United debut under Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim can't change too much too quickly at Manchester United, but it's clear the future will have a different look to the present. A lack of training time hampered Amorim's ability to make wholesale changes for his first game in charge at Ipswich, but his favored 3-4-3 setup was on show, and the personnel will surely be amended over the coming weeks. The likes of Kobbie Mainoo, Manuel Ugarte and Lisandro Martinez will surely feature regularly, but it's a Premier League rookie generating perhaps the most excitement. Leny Yoro arrived at Old Trafford in the summer from Lille, where he had forged a reputation that belied his tender years. Still only 19, he has more than 50 senior games under his belt and attracted the attention of Real Madrid before moving to Old Trafford. An injury in pre-season has hampered his progress, but he is now fit and could be included in a matchday squad for the first time as a United player when Bodo Glimt visit in the Europa League on Thursday. Indeed, a first start surely isn't too far away for a player who possesses the characteristics Amorim strives for in his defense. His passing range and technical ability mark him out as a player who can help United progress from the back in the way Amorim's Sporting often did. Physically, he will only improve with age and experience, and mentally, he has already proven he is ready for the top, having broken through at Lille as a 16-year-old. In all my years as a coach, I've never seen such a young player with so much maturity, said his Lille manager Paulo Fonseca. He has so much class, so much elegance. He's a beautiful player. Leny at that time was still 16, and the idea then was that it would just be for pre-season. After just 2 days I said, No, he will stay with us here. For me, players don't have age if they have talent. In some cases, like with Leny, it was so easy to understand that he would be important to the team. Expectations are high for Yoro, but he will be afforded patience to settle into a new environment and new league. But that shouldn't temper excitement around a player who could be a mainstay of the United backline for years to come. Indeed, a man who fulfilled that exact role is predicting big things of Yoro. You've got all the potential, you've got all the tools, man, you've got everything there. Ready to rock and roll, to go and make a big impact at this club. The views of Rio Ferdinand. He would have been a defender perfect for Amorim too. The United boss will hope Yoro can be. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video with Manchester United updates.